Welcome to Battlefield 6, not 2040. Overall, this game's been great, but as usual, you have the whiny little Twitter tards complaining about everything. This time being the COD players, they infect everything they touch with their grubby little hands. Look at them all, complaining and crying about guns. Them not being able to outrun a 120mm tank shell is funny, at least to me. Now, one thing to note is this is Battlefield. It is not your typical shooter. They try to make it different from COD without all that omni movement BS and armor plates. Instead, we have resurrection, as long as you're not shot in the head.
Fatality.
Neat. For the best that was 2042, it seems they have learned that simplifying and dumbing down things in the formula didn't work, so they went back to their old roots. With Warzone being released yearly, the arcade shooter fiends tend to go hungry for new content, so they attempt to play other games, like Valorant, Tarkov, CSGO, heck, even Apex. These demons do everything from spam jumping to slide dashing. Can't forget about the tactical 360 spin that allows one to dodge bullets with a side of 1000 milligrams of adrenaline, Warzone injections. Fortunately for normal players, they must now deal with the opposite of the Fortnite kiddies in Battlefield. Now, you don't have to be a genius to predict what happens when streamers get early access to a shooter. The whining, the Twitter, and on-stream moaning is hilarious.
Like A's have like battle pass skin.
Specifically COD streamers, they think everything should have a skill gap. As in, who can move the fastest to laser you down with impeccable aim control that makes a surgeon's hand seem like a Parkinson's patient in comparison. However, if you use Cronus on this game, you are a human who happens to be a sister and whose family tree is a family circle of that only serve to steal food stamps from the government. Battlefield 6, the latest in the line of selfish gameplay, also known as multiplayer games, the only difference being there's actual vehicles in here. Battlefield prides itself in being a realistic arcade shooter, where the rules of cool supersedes the rules of physics. You can do some insane stuff, but other than that, it is a completely different breed of shooter. It's understandable that some people might want balancing, but they forget this is a different genre, from guns to playstyle. Let's start off with guns. If you ever shot a gun in real life, you would know what recoil feels like. In most of the games you play, they're exaggerated for balancing reasons. In this game, some things make sense, while others don't. The light machine gun shoots like a drunk hippo on roller skates, yet hits decently, while an anti-air cannon supposed to shoot 25mm does not change the infantry from where it is. Seriously? I wanted to make a detergent joke here, but balance is awkward in this series. Despite it being in beta, I hope the gun selection is wider on release, as there's only one shotgun and sniper to choose from. Rocket launchers feel weak and unimportant. But C4 is a menace. I like to think of game balancing this way. If something is too strong, just buff everything else so it has their own niche in the game. Snipers become close quarter monsters. Set minimum effective range to 50 meters for one shot. Style balance it. In this case, a gun that can laser is the least of your worries when a tank that's immune to bullets pulls up on you. Cool. Lucky me, that brings me to my next point, vehicles. Unfortunately, the game is still in beta, so I only had the pleasure of handling 3 of them. A freaky tank, a helicopter, and the plane. Let's start with the tank. It runs great. With a new engine designed to maximize destruction, you can quite literally run through buildings like they are paper mache. Though it does need some tweaking. The weaponry on it is meh at best, some weird Hellfire missile and tank cannon that does 80 damage with AoE splash. Did I mention it carries up to 6 players? And yes, Flectuple Engineer meta is back, just carry them in your kangaroo pouch. I can see the sissy streamers crying about tanks in this one. We are all making it out. Favorite craft, the heli. Apparently flying inverted is hard for some people and they don't understand that going up means pulling the joystick down or mouse. Self-induced suicide is a first-time heli user's biggest hazard. Once you get the hang of it though, it's a beast. Anti-air missiles and normal missiles allow you to perform drive-bys and boost morale. Be careful as lock-on launchers haven't been nerfed yet, and a single one will send you home. Or you can stare up and smile at your team. You can also assign an additional gunner for support, making this a two-man job, but beware, as there is no friendly fire in this great game. So instead of dying, you suffer a realistic effect of a 200-ton shove without ragdoll. I do hope, however, that in the future they add a rule set with friendly fire, so I can give some words of encouragement whenever I see a famous TTV in my lobby. Yeah. Now, for my least favorite, the jet. It is so iffy that I can barely describe it well. This $500 million machine shoves Adderall down your throat. It is almost impossible to use this thing as whenever you start shooting, you're way past your target. I would be okay with firebombing or some bomb to drop on this hellcraft. Map design. It is a very important feature. Not only does it tell a story, it is also imperative to gameplay. Yet again, we are in beta, and I mainly played in 2 small maps, but DICE says one of them is medium. It seems they went all out and planned this one out. Developers that listen to their community in this day and age are quite rare. Marvelous. I honestly can't wait for full release. Safe boot being required to play bricked many motherboards, as evidenced by Twitter rants. I feel so bad that money was wasted because some kids this day and age can't go into BIOS and figure out how to turn it on. Humanity is cooked, man. I wish more people realize that not every game has to be played like your nuts are on the line, and you'll suffer chemical castration unless you win. But it's not my place to decide how a game is played. After all, you're the consumer, and I'm just a silly guy on the internet who enjoys semi-tactical realistic shooters. What does kind of piss me off though is when someone joins a genre/hobby they know nothing about and try to change it to something that appeases them, ruining it for everyone else. So to sum it up, even if you're a streamer or a COD player, or anyone really, and want to enjoy a game, do it. But please understand that you're not the target audience, and thus should refrain from giving dumb takes like, game is too hard, gun is too easy, or X vehicle is too strong, just because a casual killed you. I like thinking of myself as a casual, and I would like to keep games open and enjoyable, and you guys ranting about these topics just spreads more hate on you and makes you look dumber. In some cases, yes, things need changing, but I doubt people understand balancing and what makes games fun. Things should not be catered towards pro/streamer environments. Leave that to the company and then flame them if things go utterly wrong. Anyway, that's it for me. I hope you liked this rant, slander, review, essay on Battlefield 6. And sub please, and give me more topics to rant about, or streamers if you dislike them. I'll do anything for views, thank you. So comment and sub. I don't care about your sub, just comment please, I need people to talk.